All right, all right, all right.
Champion.
Crypto Warriors, double O.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling today, brother?
I'm all good. I'm all good.
Yes, sir. We're back in this piece, man. We're gonna give things a little bit of time. Give it a second. See who else is joining, and then we'll get the show going here. It's a beautiful day, though, man. Have you looked at that Bitcoin chart lately?
It's put on the whooping on folks, man.
Man, it's looking sketchy. I'll say that.
Well, it's all right. We got this.
Hey, I bought some more Bitcoin though. I would say that.
I saw you buying the other day.
No, I mean even this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I bought some more this morning. Dude, I mean it's but here's the thing. I do not buy for like a couple days now, and it feels like an addiction now, man. I just need to buy just so that my
I feel like I'm doing
sometimes
something right.
sometimes I feel like I'm just buying it just to feel better about myself, but it is what it is, right? Let's see who all is in the chart right now.
I'm looking right now that we got nobody yet. We have a bot in there. That's about it.
Bots be life, man. There we go.
All right. Yeah.
Let's see if there's anyone on the Stakk
It said
channel.
there's 6 people watching, but there's nobody in the chat section. So,
Guys, please let us know in the chat if you can hear us, and we'll get going here. Did you just comment in the chat, bro?
Yeah, we're in here. You know?
We are in here. We're in here. All right, well, let's get going, man. I think we're good to go. So today we're going to be taking a look at some Bitcoin activity, right? Maybe some light TA. Double O, do you want to take it away, sir?
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Get ready for this, baby. All right, add to stream. Boom. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, go for
we
it.
Good. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's quickly take a quick jump into Bitcoin real quick and see what's going on. Just take a quick long overview. This is on the weekly charts, and just looking at the direction of Bitcoin. You know, Brazen was just saying that it's buying Bitcoin at the dip. Is it buying the dip really? Is it dollar cost averaging, or is it just throwing money into the dust? Well, so far so good. We are currently at another major resistance. So basically, the way you identify resistance is looking at the previous bottoms that are actually another support. Previous bottoms we identify the next support. So putting the line right there, that's a previous support right there, another support right there, another support down there. That's the triple bottom that eventually popped up, and that gave us that up move, and then another bounce back down, and we have another support forming here. So we put a line right there. Let's just go ahead and just draw a line right there. That's another support right there. It's supposed to fight this line, around that 28, 27K line. Bitcoin should be making a big fight. But one of the things that we've noticed is that if you go to the daily chart, Bitcoin has broken the 1 Fibonacci and is literally trying to go for that 1.618. If it fails 1.618, which is the 27K line, we're in deep trouble. But it's still between that 1 and 1.618, which is good. And as you can see, it's been going sideways, which sometimes creates some wonderful trade opportunities, because when it goes up, those altcoins goes up temporarily. You can quickly make maybe 35K% or 50K% on any of those altcoins. You can get in and get out. And the way you do that is, you go to the 4-hour charts, which I have a quick little breakdown over here of the different lines. So you see these different buy opportunities for Bitcoin. Those are times when you want to go look at those altcoins to see what is popping, and then you can quickly make a quick money right there. And Brazen, yeah, good move right there. So buying at that 0 Fibonacci right there, as you can see, it's flipped the other direction. So we might see a good move upward. It's showing that little green dot right there. So a good move upward to like almost 30K again in the next few days, maybe even hours. Who knows? But yeah, Bitcoin is going sideways, and you can use those opportunities to play those different altcoins if you want to. That's what I got right there on the technical analysis, man.
Dude, man, I mean, trading is a mission, man. Trading is it's a lot of work, Yeah. And of course, you have to kind of take on more risk to, well, at least for it to make sense with Bitcoin, right? Kind of have to really most people use leverage for that. But let's check out the chat here real quick. We have Pauline listening. Thank you, Pauline. Thank you for tuning in. And Ken. Good morning, Ken. How's it going?
Ken in the Heal House.
Hey, man. Ken in the Heal House, guy. So for me, I'm kind of looking at something different, right? Bitcoin is just going sideways right now. And for me, I'm not really interested in, like, I guess, going with the small moves at this point in time. So I'm just looking at other models for Bitcoin at this point in time. And I'm going to share with you here some of what I'm looking at. Just one moment.
Yeah, Johnny to the Void said Bitcoin should touch 25K.
You know, look, man, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I hope it does. Like it. Right. Even more importantly, I really hope it does. So right now, obviously, we're seeing that this is a 3-hour chart I'm looking at here. We can see that there is definitely, it looks like there's some downward pressure right now, right? I think that this thing is definitely going to drop. But here's what is even more interesting about this situation. I was looking at some other indicators, right? Some of these things are like your stock to flow model, right? Is one of the models that people have been talking about. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think the stock to flow model is one of the biggest places from where this idea of Bitcoin going to 100K came from, right? And let me share my screen here.
By the way, why are you doing that? On that 3-hour chart, you have a quadruple bottom. That's supposed to be a bullish signal.
You know, typically, but I don't feel too confident behind it these days, man. I'm not sure what's going on in the markets, but hey, it is what it is. Bear situation. Okay, so
by the way, but before you do this, so we got a special request from Johnny to the Void to look at some other coins real quick. So once you're done with this, we'll probably do that.
Definitely, we'll take a look at those for sure. All right, so here we are. We have this. This is the stock to flow model chart. It was done by someone on Twitter named, I think it's called Plan B, right? And the whole point behind it, before we even get into it, the whole point behind this stock to flow model formula or model is that you take the total stock existing right now, right? So we just move it. We take the total stock existing right now divided by the flow, which would be how much Bitcoins are being produced at, over a period of time, right? Which we can, which is fixed. So those numbers are constant. And so if you do that division, it gives you a number, and usually I think get up to 100 or something like that. But Bitcoin, the stock to flow ratio for Bitcoin right now is 57.9. And usually the higher it goes from there, the higher the price goes. It also shows the level of rarity, right? And this is second to go at this point in time. The model worked in the first, couple halvings, right? That's the other thing too. It's after halving where you see a reaction to this situation. So we can see that especially between 2014 and where is that there? 2018 worked perfectly. You see the projected track in the blue there, and then you see what actually happened. So that worked great. And based on this model, Bitcoin is supposed to get to 100K. This is why I think this is where that idea of Bitcoin going to 100K last year came from, because we were kind of doubting it the whole time. When everyone was saying Bitcoin was going to 100K, we were like, we don't know. But then we were only looking at the charts and going based on what the chart said. Now with this deviation, the question is, can this come back? Obviously, we know Bitcoin can run up aggressively, and that's what I'm tracking on that one. Will it come back? The second thing I'm looking at here, right, and this is the last one I have, it's the net unrealized profit and loss, right? This is on, what do they call this thing again? Glassnode. And so it pretty much takes a sentiment of the market, and that's, just to make it simple, I'll just read exactly what it says here. So it's essentially the difference between the relative unrealized profit and relative unrealized loss. So they've taken this difference and kind of mapped it out with a emotional sentiment, if you will. So you have the red capitulation, you have orange, which is hope, and then optimism is somewhere in between there, and then belief is green, and euphoria, that is the top of the top. So we're currently falling back down towards capitulation. The question is, do we cross back into the red zone, or does this thing reverse from here? This is something I'm paying attention to as well. But that is what I have for Bitcoin. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is going to carry on as is, right? Let's check out some comments.
Yeah, so I have the TAs for the other coins ready. Let's say G-Man 4949 said that his plan is to just hold. There's no other chance. It's not really into chats, which I get. A lot of people just buy and hold. That works too, but you can dollar cost average your way or look for dips to buy it. It's really up to your strategy.
Right. Now, we have a question here from Real Talk, right? He says, Real Talk, would you recommend Bitcoin mining for residential investors? This is an interesting one because we actually were talking to a neighbor recently, and he's fully solar powered, right? And he paid off his solar power upfront. I think if you have cheap, it really comes down to the numbers. If you can get cheap enough energy, right? So if you're solar, then you can make it work. What do you think of that? Because otherwise, I think it's not really.
That was a 2-hour conversation with a neighbor, and if you have solar power and your solar power is 100% and you have an energy bank, I think that's another critical part. So the question now is return on investment. The solar panel is about 27K on 100%, and then another energy bank adds another 30K to it, and then you maybe get a few engines out there to help you mine the Bitcoin. That's going to be another 30 to 60K. So you put at least another 150K to set up your own little mining system going on. When Bitcoin runs, you can make that back up in boom, in one run. And then any year after that, you're just making your money back. So you have to have some money invested in the infrastructure first for that to make sense.
Yeah. I mean, I guess also calculating the probabilities of also being selected to mine a block is one of the big things. I mean, for me at this point, I think running a node is great. I think some people also get paid for opening channels to run transactions on the Lightning Network if you run a node, and they get paid that way as well too. So something to think about, right? Let's check out some more comments here. We have Journey to Void says, do a cost analysis on your energy bill, then see the average. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
it's all about the numbers, man. I'm not a chat man. Simple hodl and hodl. Hey, I agree with you there, man. I agree with you, G, man. Yes, Double O, let's jump into the Matic TA, man. Go for it.
Okay, so got Matic, got Dot, got all this other stuff. So go ahead and add me to the stream.
All right, let's see here. Go for it.
All right, so we got Dot here, falling wedge, as you can see with the signal letting us know. We have this pattern here that is sort of a bilateral, and usually in the stock space, we've seen the up move happen when you have an event like this. But as you can see, it's going sideways just like Bitcoin is going. So Bitcoin, by the way, I'm looking at the daily charts. Bitcoin does have a very big influence on these other coins. So I won't be surprised if I see a copy or what you call it, kind of
so a tandem move, if you will.
Yeah, tandem move across all the other coins. So we have Dots. We also have Immutable X. That's a really good coin. I've been adding up on that guy. Oh, wait a second, I didn't get that right. USDT. Again, you see another sideways move, but the pattern is different this time around. This is a bullish pattern. Usually when you hit this, actually it's bilateral. If the price actions continue along this line, it either blows up or blows down. But you have the 1.618, just like Bitcoin. The price actions between 1 and 1.618. So there's a big potential that the price is going to either go down for 1.618 based on whatever Bitcoin does, or go down to zero, go up to 0, which is $1.08. But since the Fibonacci extension is flipping downwards, I would say that that's going down to 1.618, which is not good news for IMX.
Is it, how much? What price? At what price is that 1.618?
Our price is that. That is 48 cents and 48.98. 48 cents.
All right.
Yeah, I've been buying this for a while. Actually, I was I was up in the money for the longest. I never sold, so I'm back down in the negative now. So that's not good for that. We have RARI, USDT. Like, where is that? I'll say USD. Another, oh, okay, this is different. Well, it's still pointing downwards. The Fibonacci retracement is pointing downwards. It's a falling wedge as well. It's still between 0.382 and zero point 0.5, which if it crosses 0.5, then we're going to see it going down as well. The TTM is squeezing up though, which is different, but it's fighting against the price action. Uh, I can add volume to see what's going on with volume, but at the moment it's still going down as well. Let's look at GODS. GODS USDT coin.
Why are you doing that? Let me ask you this, Double O. Did you buy?
Yeah.
Have you bought any more altcoins
Lately,
Yes.
I was tempted to buy some Cardano yesterday because my Cardano has crashed like no man's
Right.
business. I have a lot of money in Cardano, so I wanted to DCA, not give up on Cardano. I've been buying Bitcoin. I want to buy some more stacks because my stacks gives me Bitcoins for free on OKCoin. So
Right.
that's one I want to add up more on. And I still believe with what my guy Elon is doing is going on. I still believe that Dogecoin might do this little thing. So I'll put some more money to dollar cost average on my Dogecoin as well. But that said, though, Bitcoin is the way.
I'll just buy Tesla.
Well,
we
I
have
bought a
about-
lot of Tesla. You know
Yeah,
how my
yeah,
Tesla situation
yeah,
is going
I
right
know,
now.
I know. You're kind of. Wait, what is that guy from? What is that guy from Real Vision? Raw Paul. The guy who's totally getting wrecked. You know, he said, I am irresponsibly long on Ethereum right now. He said that at the top of Ethereum. I think are you irresponsibly long on Tesla right now? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's knock this one
Polygon
out.
is
I know
also
we have-
this is Polymath, but Polygon is dot, right?
no, Polygon is Matic.
Matic, yeah,
Yes.
Matic. Sorry, let me get that right.
I
Same
feel like I've
situation as
memorized the
Bitcoin
whole
between
thing.
1 and 1.618, falling wedge. Everything looks terrible right now. So when people are trying out that rumor about Bitcoin going down to 8,000, yeah, it's gonna go down, but 8,000 is just out there, man.
Well,
Yeah.
I know the final segment here before we head out. We like to share, I guess, what we find to be the most interesting story in the Bitcoin space, at least, right? And I found one that I think is interesting that we are now in a place that we see things like this. Just one moment, I'm going to share this, and I think it's something that should allow people to really consider their stance on Bitcoin, especially for people who still do not own Bitcoin, right? So we have this article here. And essentially, this is JP Morgan. And JP Morgan claimed that they see a 22% upside for Bitcoin. They think it's trading below fair market value and all of these other things, right? And so they believe that there's a 22% upside for Bitcoin. My whole point and why I thought this article was interesting is that we've come from a point in time when these were the same guys who said there's no value in Bitcoin, right? And to see the tone of these institutions change in this way, obviously it's proof that Bitcoin is winning, right? Because the code is solid, it does what it does. But I also find it interesting that institutions are heading towards Bitcoin, but the World Economic Forum is heading in the opposite direction. And I don't know, I would just like feedback from everyone. Where do you guys think that is heading?
Yeah.
You too,
Good
Double.
one. Yeah, good one. I will share my own topic of today.
Right.
And it has to do with Stripe, which is one of the biggest transactory companies out there, and a lot of retailers use them. And what is now is that they now have allowed layer 2 on all their payment processors. So if retailers, Bitmetrics that we met at the Bitcoin conference was doing this. So Stripe kind of is not going to kick their butt on this because now this is major competition in the space. If Stripe is now allowing retailers to accept Bitcoin and you can literally just click a button and you can flip between USD and the amount of Bitcoin that you have, this is going to make a major play. And if you're into business or into finance, you have to always understand that once something becomes mainstream, that is what you want to be investing in. And I meet folks and they're like, I'm not sure about Bitcoin. It's not mainstream yet. I'm not sure if you can use it for transactions. You just holding it and holding it. Well, here's the thing. Stripe is not accepting, has not allowed retail investors to accept Bitcoin. It's up to you if you want to spend your Bitcoin. I'm not spending mine just yet, although we're giving some of it away. But the goal is that you want Bitcoin to be transactory, which actually puts a check mark on the transactory aspect of money. And then once that aspect gets solved, we can talk about other big things that you can do on the layer 2.
Absolutely. I think that's pretty cool. Great for adoption, man. Right. Speaking of giving Bitcoins away, man, I gave away was it $10 of Bitcoin this morning? But in that process, I onboarded 2 people onto Bitcoin. So, hey, I think it's
London Johnson said it's all in Ethereum. Gtoc said that Gtoc is addressing lots of problems. What do you got to say about Ethereum, man?
Ethereum? I mean, dude, let's say we wait and see. I think that it's a great platform, right? But I just think that it's a company. Ethereum can do so much. That's cool. It's great. I just think they just need to go and register as a company. That's all. It's not Bitcoin. So I don't think it's a horrible technology, right?
I think it's bad for the ecospace. I think Ethereum is like Microsoft back in the early software days, where they just release it and then everybody gets hacked and then they fix it. And I think, although it's going to make you money because that's where all the big money is going and that's where all the development is going on, as more people see the benefit of Bitcoin, they would eventually start developing layer 2 solutions on the Bitcoin network as well. But I think everything does have its function. Ethereum is also good for the environment, but the issue is the World Economic Forum, the big banks want to push Ethereum towards you and Ethereum type solutions towards you so they can continue to control you. But Bitcoin gives you that freedom, which is one of the reasons why I invest in both space, but I prefer Bitcoin over Ethereum.
I see where you're coming from. Ken Mitchum says, forget what the World Economic Forum says. They believe in saving fiat. I agree with you, sir. And Bitcoin is going to run them over like a truck. Let's get out of here, though, Willow. Hey, 923. Ladies and gentlemen, this one has been fun. Hit us up on Twitter, man, if you want to engage in a chat on anything, Bitcoin, whatever the case might be. If you want us to do some TA when we come live, you can definitely drop it in the chat or just tweet us as well. If you're showing up on the Gentlemen of Crypto channel for the first time, definitely subscribe. The button is right there. And you could also follow us on our YouTube channel, Stakk, on YouTube. Right? Until next time, Brazen out.
Yeah, and by the way, watch out for the next show. The Gentlemen of Crypto are coming on live next, so definitely stay on. Double O, out.